Alright guys, another important step is this phaser. You definitely want to limit or lock out this phaser. I'll show you how to do it. Alright, so you got these two pins in here. There's one right there, pretty easy to see. And then there's this one right here. You do not want to remove these, this pin for sure all the way. And then this one, the tool is for. So you got your phaser limiter kit. So it comes with a tool and then the phaser limiter. That's all it is. Just a little block. So you got that pin right there. Again, I put no here. Got that tip from, it means don't remove that all the way. Got that tip from MMX. And then this other one is the actual pin that goes in between the spring. It's kind of like a tape measure. So, you know, you take a tape measure all the way out, it'll unwind. This is similar. So we're gonna put the tool on. Basically it just fits in there. And then you just tighten the screw down. Doesn't have to be all the way, just enough to pull that spring back. Next step, we want to remove all these screws. See that bolt that goes right back in that same spot? It holds that spring in, so don't put it in a different location. See, these other bolts are different lengths. Again, we just want to loosen this one. We don't want to remove it all the way. Just enough so it could spin. That's all you need. And you see how these teeth are in there? See how this one is not contacting, this one's not contacting, so on and so forth. This is the one where you want to put the phaser limiter. So right in there. And then there's a lot of questions like, how do you slide it in there?
That's what she said.
It's just a wedge. So you just slide it in like so. That's it. I mean, so we got, I'm gonna button it back up. Use some, it calls for blue Loctite. I'll use red. You can always go above. And then we'll install it back in the vehicle. Alright guys, got the camshaft ready to go back in here. What I do is I go ahead and put a, ultra slick on the actual cam lobes, and then the part where the cam rides on the cam bearings, I just put regular engine oil. Again, be careful. You don't want to nick a cam bearing. Like I just tapped it. Don't force it in there. If you have to rotate it, so be it. Don't forget your thrust plate. Alright guys, about these MDS plugs, I'll show you how to install them. So I already went ahead and removed all of them. I did have one problem with one, and it did break in half. So if they break in half, just throw a little self-tapper in there and pull it out with some pliers. So it has a bunch of screens in it, and I'll be changing the oil anyway, so not a big deal. So anyway, here's the plug. We'll go ahead and jam it in the MDS solenoid hole. So just use an old piece of wood, whatever you got laying around. Does a little snap, if you will. You're supposed to torque it down, and look at that, torqued. I will torque the heads though. Got the Fel-Pro gasket, head gasket, kind of mocked up over there. I like Fel-Pro. You guys use what you use, Cometic. Use a name brand one. You guys go this far. Don't cheap out on gaskets. Oh, this is what was removed. I think it's a eBay gasket kit, which is fine, but spend the money on the head gaskets. Don't get cheap ones. You see it's like rusting. I mean, it's not something you want to throw in something you care about. All right, so lifter time. All right, so here's your lifter tray. It's actually a guide. Keeps them straight in the bores. Again, soak your lifters overnight, especially if they're brand new. You just insert them in this tray. It didn't come with bolts, so you're gonna have to reuse the factory stuff to hold down the tray. So you got the tray, and it goes like this. I'll show you. All right, so you got the lifters, and they just go right here in their homes. This one has a lot of oil on it, so. Torqued. All right, let's get this ready to install the cylinder heads. All right, folks, we're back at it. Got all the M12 bolts, which are these long, the main cylinder head bolts. Got them all snug down on this passenger side head. Gonna install the M8 bolts and then torque them to spec. Always look at torque specs for yourself. Don't take my word on it. Check and double check, because you can only torque it once. So, and you have to replace all the bolts unless you go aftermarket. So the first torque we're going to see is 25 foot-pounds. And again, you want to work from the inside out, so the center out. All right, folks, got the driver side on. Just sitting on there right now. So these bolts 1 through 10, the 10 main cylinder head bolts, the M12s, we're going to torque them to 40 foot-pounds now. Alright, we're going to go back and torque these M8 bolts to 15 foot-pounds. Alright, next up I got a torque angle gauge. Picked this up at the zone. Basically want to torque it another 90 degrees, and then that cylinder head will be ready to go. So here I'm setting it up on the breaker bar. Don't guess this. It is cylinder head bolts, so I'm going to make sure they're torqued correctly.
Two hours later.
What's going on, guys? We're back out here at Kaneohe Bay. You can see this Chinaman's hat. So got the charger back in one piece. So as you tell, it definitely has a big stage 3 cam in it, somewhere under the intake, and then the new comp lifters somewhere you know, down behind the cylinder head. So all right, well, let's see how she sounds. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and fire it up. So go through some gauges here. All right, look at oil pressure. It's a win in my book. Oil temp 176, trans 145, coolant 188, and battery volts 14.1. So that means the alternator's charging. I think that's a win. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe. I do this for you. You know, definitely the guinea pig of the bunch, because there's just not a whole lot of info out there for you, for us Hemi folks. So yeah, that's why I have, what, 48,000 miles, and on my third cam swap. So it is what it is, though. I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy doing the videos, and definitely tearing into the car and see what she's made of. So there's definitely a lot of potential under the hood on these vehicles. I know they are heavy. That is their biggest downfall, but the engine technology is great. I mean, I keep saying Gen 3, but it's actually Gen 4. So I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. They just released a Mahle high ram, so maybe, you know, cut the hood, make the high ram fit. We'll see what we do. Let me know what you'd like to see. Wide body kit, any of those items. If it's definitely going to see boost, let me know what you guys would rather see. Say a torque storm or a turbo. Not a whole lot of people do turbo, so that's why I'm kind of lenient on that. But again, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I'm out. All right, guys, let's see how she sounds.